Welcome to Crap on Deck, where I justify buying a Steam Deck by putting out videos covering the games you can play, how well they work, and some little bits of information on what to expect. Terminator Resistance is one of my favorite mid-budget games of all time, a strong contender for 2020 Game of the Year. When looking for titles to prioritize for Crap on Deck, I honestly put Terminator Resistance toward the bottom of my list. First-person shooters, out on consoles, so obviously it works with a controller, and a game that doesn't exactly demand the most hardy of graphics cards. Resistance seemed like a good bet for the obviously it worked pile. And then I randomly scrolled over to the game on my library and noticed the big label next to it, unsupported. A lot of my games on deck are listed as unknown, meaning Valve hasn't personally checked them out. But to be listed as unsupported must mean that someone at Valve booted it up and decided affirmatively that the game is unplayable on deck. I had to see this for myself. The good news with Terminator on the deck is that the game runs out of the box. No need to install experimental Proton versions, no need to fiddle with the controls or download community files. Everything just works. Auto detect settings pushed everything to medium, with super resolution off, VSync off, and material quality on low. I briefly tried turning everything up to max, and while the game still ran, it definitely took a hit to frame rate, dropping down to the low 50s during calm scenes and into the 30s during fights. The temperature on the GPU and CPU really started blowing out at that point, and the battery started draining fast, so I switched it back. Also, the graphics for some reason made it impossible for the Elgato to continue recording video. I don't know why. I should note here for the record that this recording is going to look much worse than it does on the system. Bear in mind that this is video rendered in 1280 by 800, captured in 1080p, and then put on whatever size screen you're watching it on. There's going to be some inevitable degradation in quality. The Steam Deck doesn't run games at high definition, but the smaller screen does make up for its inadequacies. Also, this is Terminator Resistance, a budget title with budget graphics. I don't want people coming out of this video concluding that the deck games look like crap, because they really don't. After playing through the game and not encountering any crashes or glitches or issues, I started taking some notes. Terminator Resistance tends to maintain a steady 60 FPS even during fight scenes or moments with explosions or fire on screen. The more open daylight levels tend to run at a good 50 frames, with the occasional dips below that. Since the latter half of the game tends to go exclusive toward night, the game runs better as it progresses. Battery-wise, I would say you can expect a good hour and 45 minutes out of a fully charged battery if you play on the settings the game gives you. FYI, don't let the deck battery run past that 10% warning too far. The last time I pushed it, the system shut off after about 30 seconds and the video display drivers crashed, forcing me to hard reboot. I don't have any video of that. But then I got to the upgrade section of the game and suddenly everything made sense. Up until this point, the text of Terminator Resistance was small but legible. Unfortunately, the writing on the upgrades is virtually unreadable. If you squint and hold the screen at just the right distance, you can kinda make it out. The 1080 render isn't quite doing it justice. This is what it looks like on the deck. Migraine-inducing, right? You basically have to interpret smush language in order to get this. Also, consider being careful when you play this in a dark room, especially during night levels with big piles of fire sitting around the map. Excuse me, waiter, I ordered the deep-fried corneas. It isn't often I can say that a video game caused me physical pain, and unironically at that, but my eyes genuinely hurt after playing this game to record footage. Once again, the videos really don't do it justice compared to the screen itself. So, after playing through 90% of Terminator Resistance, I can confirm the game works fine. The frame rate is stable and playable, the game runs on medium settings, and there's no additional things you need to do to get it running, other than turn off motion blur. What I'm going to do alongside this video is put up a rendering of a straight hour of gameplay also on this channel. That way, those of you who want to see uncut footage can do so at your own leisure. It is the first real open area of the game, and I was getting used to using the Steam Deck while hooked up to another cable. The hookup doesn't include power, so you can see the battery drain in real time. Like and subscribe for more of these, and leave a comment below if you have a game to suggest or think I missed some information.